What's going on, everybody? I want to hop on here real quick and tell everyone about Hypa's chain sale. They've got buy one get one 50% from May the 26th to June the 3rd. Just a little bit about the Hypa chain. Of course, y'all know that I'm a big advocate of the Holz Forma chain or whatever, and I still am. And like in my setup, I don't use I'm not brand specific. There's some things that I like that STIHL makes. There's some things that I like that Echo makes. There's some things that I like that Holz Forma makes. There's some things that I like that Husqvarna. As far as power saws and chainsaws, yeah, I'd lean more towards the Husqvarna brand. I like the way they feel. They're a little heavier in some models, but I feel like they have more comfort. The top handle saws, I really like the Echoes and the STIHLs. I don't like Husqvarna's top handle saws. Sorry, I just don't. And that's the same way with chain, files, accessories, and things like that. I love the Holz Forma chain that is not the safety chain, you know, that don't have the extra bumper on the chain. I love that chain. I like the STIHL chain. I like the Oregon chain, but my favorite is the Holz Forma chain out of STIHL, Oregon, Husqvarna chain on big saws. Now, when you get to talking about lemon on these little top handle saws like I got here, I like the safety chain, the low kickback, and that's where Hypa comes in for me. It's fine to run on a big saw, you know. I think if you're cutting firewood, and you can even log with them. You ain't got to just specifically cut firewood. They're not as sharp as like regular pro chain, but they're not. They don't get dull as fast either. So, but anyway, what my point is just because I talk about one chain don't mean that I don't use other stuff. You know what I mean? And what I want to talk about a little bit about this chain here. Oh, sorry. It's got chrome plated cutters to help keep hardness and all that kind of good stuff. It's got hardened rivets to help keep it from popping, stretching, all that kind of deal. The links are blued so they don't get corroded as bad, rusted as bad. It's low kickback, just like I said. This chain is perfect for cutting wood and rough, dirty stuff. Mossy logs that's been rolled in dirt, mud, rotten type wood. This chain's good for that, which is called semi-chisel. I like the full chisel chain. The full chisel chain I like running. The Holz Forma full chisel chain is my favorite out of all other chains. But like I say, this right here is for my top handle saws, which this is the .50, where my STIHL chain is a .43. This chain right here fits my little Echo. So we're not really going to be doing speed cuts. I want to do cuts for roughness, see how it performs, see how it stretches, all that kind of good stuff, kind of like I did with my other chain setup, because I can't run that on my 193T, and I know the 193T possibly will be a little faster than the Echo. So anyway, go to Hypa 360 or Amazon, and in the search bar, look at the Hypa store. That's HIPA 360. And check out the chain. And of course, here's the Hipa. I actually had to cut this down and put this chain together. I got it a little too long, so I had to put a driver in it. You know, break it to make it fit my saw. Okay, so I got all the saws warmed up. First I'll be cutting the Echo that's got the Oregon semi-chisel safety chain for top handles. I don't know what it's called as far as the number or whatever. Then I've got the STIHL semi-chisel. Let's get the green driver link on it instead of the yellow. I don't know what the exact name for that. And then I'll stop, put the Hypa chain on the Echo, and cut with it. So here we go. First I'm gonna cut with the, well actually, I tell you what, I'm gonna cut with the STIHL first because it's a bigger saw and everything. And let the Echo and the Echo with the two chains be back to back. That way you can kind of get a visual if you are wanting to know speed or whatever. Like say. Chips of that. So I gotta be kind of fragile with my stand. It ain't completely set up with the glue. It's throwing some pretty good chips, that STIHL chain is. It's not cutting bad. All right, guys, I'm back. I got the Hypa chain on the old Echo. I'm gonna leave it on there too, probably, and cut with it for a while, even when I'm not, unless I'm getting into cutting. I like using these for what I call home construction a little bit. Cut 2x4 something that's pretty handy, but you know, if it ain't gotta be precise, you know, you wouldn't want to do trim work with them. But anyhow. Alright, I'm going to give you a real world. I got my glasses on now. Give you a real world situation, kind of cut the ears off that stump or whatever, and let you see how it does. It's dirty, doty, pretty nasty wood, and then we'll check the sharpness after I cut it. The back of it's absolutely rancid, and I'll show it to you when I get done out. Heck, I'll show it to you now. It's rough stuff, so I'm going to cut them off, and then I'm going to come back in and cut long ways with it and kind of show you how it does. I really like the chain.
Through the dirt and all, I didn't clean it off. I want to show you that because to me that is really impressive. I seen some sparks fly, so I know I had to hit a rock or dirt or something, but all that's dirt on the back of that log, dirt, mud, whatever you want to call it. It was all the way up through there. Sorry I'm shaking you, but I just want to show you that. And I didn't clean it off. So about half to 3/4 of a tank through this little echo on this chain, besides the first cut or whatever made with that. That's the stretch we got. I haven't tightened it up. This is the first initial stretch, what you would say, and it's still usable. You know, when you put a new chain on and you run it, gets hot for the first time, it's going to have a little stretch, which this ain't terrible. I've had to tighten that organ and steel chain up like 3 times a piece already. And not much more cutting than that. And like I say, I ain't trying to knock their chain, but this reminds me of some of the other chain that I use. It's a really nice chain. It stayed sharp even going through the dirt, and I mean, you know, it's not as sharp as it was new, of course, but there's the cutter teeth, sorry. There's the cutter teeth. That thing's hot. It's not terrible. It's still pretty good for all that. My deal is now, from here on out, when I go get chain, I'll be buying the Hypa semi-chisel chain for my top handle saws. I will buy no more organ or steel chain for it, and I'm gonna run this chain because it performs as well, if not better, than the name brand stuff, or what I call name brand stuff, steel, Husqvarna, Oregon, all that kind of deal. And I'm not going to pay big money when I can buy something just as good for pretty cheap. So anyways, thanks guys for watching this video. Like I say, go check out the Hypa 360 store. They got a sale May 26th to June the 3rd. Buy one, get one chain 50% off. This chain's German engineered, or come from German origins. It's what it says. So
the Germans had something to do with it, so you know it's got to be pretty decent chain. We'll see you. Thank you. We'll catch you on the next one.